with dragons. Tell us, remind us about them.
Sure. So dragons physically existed on your planet as beings. They went through an ascension process. There have been many ascension processes your planet has gone through, and many species have used that portal to enter consciously while alive into the astral plane. So many dragons did this. They dematerialized their physical bodies, and now they exist within the astral spiritual ecosystem of your Earth. Many of you have rode dragons in what you would call your past lives. Many of you have trained with dragons. Dragons are very telepathic. They're alchemists. So many of your ancient spiritual seekers would actually travel to the mountains. They'd enter into the caves. They would make offerings to the dragon. Sometimes they would sit outside the cave for weeks performing offerings. And if they were lucky, the dragon would accept them as an apprentice. Entire mystery schools and esoteric lineages were founded by dragons. Many of your Eastern esoteric systems of technology are inspired by dragons and their teachings. During your crusades, it was not only the infidels that were hunted, what you call magical creatures were also hunted. So there were dragons that died, that perished at the hands of humanity. There were also giants that died and perished at the hands of humanity. There were even elemental beings that died, perished at the hands of humanity. Not all of them chose to ascend. Some of them remained on Earth, so you could have a physical reminder of what is possible. But when these things were labeled as demonic by your Christian governments at the time, these things were then hunted and exterminated. So many dragons went into the ocean. Because they're alchemists, they can produce oxygen within them. And many of them dwell under your waters still to this day. Some of them live within inner Earth in a quasi-physical state, and many of them have ascended and occupy the astral plane of Gaia.
That's interesting. I can't imagine a human killing an elemental. They can, even though they're not fully physical, the elementals are.
During that time, your species was not fully physical.
Oh, okay.
Yes. After your crusades, after your enforced religious fundamentalism, and after many spiritual people were exterminated, that's when things densified, because you no longer had all these high vibrational beings holding up that quasi-physical level. It collapsed, metaphorically speaking. Still there, but it's just, for many of you, not your usual. Physical's now your usual.
All right. Well, that's all the questions that I collected. There were more on the post, and I'd just